Two fathers, two voices, two realities. One, educated, with a prestigious diploma and confident words. The other, without formal titles, yet possessing a quiet, almost unsettling wisdom. One said, "Work hard, study well, get a secure job." The other said, "Learn to make money work for you." This is how Robert Kiyosaki grew up, between two truths, between two worlds. One world that taught him to fear failure, and another that embraced it as part of learning. While one father taught that money was a source of worry, almost a taboo, the other spoke of it naturally, like an essential tool. One saw money as an end, the other as a means. One believed talking about money was a lack of humility. The other believed ignorance about it was the real prison. And us? Which of these voices have we been listening to? The introduction to Rich Dad, Poor Dad is not just an invitation to rethink our relationship with money. It's an uncomfortable mirror, a warning, a call. Kiyosaki shares that as a young boy, he noticed something odd. Adults didn't know how to handle money. They spoke about bills, expenses, cutbacks, but rarely about opportunities, investments, freedom. He started to observe, to question. And from these questions was born an education not taught in school, but one that defines destinies. His biological father, the poor dad, was an admirable man, yet trapped in a scarcity mindset. He worked hard, trusted the system, and looked forward to retirement. His best friend's father, the rich dad, was an entrepreneur who understood the unspoken rules of the financial game, a silent mentor who taught through questions, challenges, and example. While one said, "We can't afford this," the other asked, "How can we afford this?" The difference seems subtle, but it's profound. One shuts doors, the other opens possibilities. Why do schools teach us to be good employees, but never good bosses? Why do we study history, geography, and chemistry, but never money, debt, and assets? Why is the subject that most affects our freedom the one most neglected? Kiyosaki reveals that true financial education doesn't begin with numbers, but with mindset, with how we see risk, work, and freedom. The poor dad valued diplomas. The rich dad valued practical knowledge. One trusted security, the other independence. This introduction is like a seed planted in the reader's mind. A seed that, if nurtured, can change destinies. But that can also be ignored, choked by fear, conformity, and routine. Kiyosaki realized the educational system doesn't prepare people to be free. It prepares them to be useful. It doesn't teach how to build assets, but how to obey orders. It doesn't encourage thinking differently, but following the flow. The same flow that traps millions in debt, purposeless jobs, and lives on autopilot. And perhaps this is the most uncomfortable question of the book. Are we truly free, or do we just think we are? What the rich dad taught Robert was simple, yet revolutionary. Financial freedom doesn't come from how much you earn, but from how well you understand what to do with what you earn. From how to make money work for you while others still trade time for wages. Kiyosaki proposes a shift, a new literacy, because according to him, the illiterate of the 21st century is not the one who can't read, but the one who hasn't learned to handle money. What if everything you learned about money was wrong?